My name is Linda Weinmar. I work as a UI and UX designer and also a bit of Android development.
And my name is Helena, and I work as an Android developer. And we're from Sigma Connectivity in Lund. Yes, so this is the product that we've been working on since I've been working with this for the last 10 months. And here we have the final product. We also see it on the screen. And it's a customer from Stockholm called Koala Life. And they wanted to have a heart monitor where the user can record and screen the heart at home. For example, if you're feeling ill and you book an appointment with the primary care, maybe it takes a few days, or I don't know. If it's really urgent, then it might be faster. But this is a product where you can use it at home instantly when you feel sick, and you will get an instantly response on how your heart is doing. Yes, maybe we should demonstrate it on Linda, because she has a lower heart rate than me.
Not today, I think.
All right, so this is the home menu. And Linda will talk more about the design later, but let's start. So you understand, we will start with the chest measurement.
It just said there that you should be really calm and sit down. This is like the opposite. So.
Yeah, this is not the optimal situation for recording your heart, but let's try it.
I'm gonna put it here, then I press the button.
And it checks the skin contact, and it will start recording. So right now we have a classic Bluetooth connection with application. It sends electrocardiogram data from the electrodes on Linda's chest, and it also has a microphone behind the membrane, so it actually works as a stethoscope as well. So we're recording her heart sounds now too. So it's a lot of data transferred to the application. So after the measurement, it's a quick check. We have a small algorithm checking if the data is good enough, and we continue doing a finger measurement. So we do both a chest measurement and a finger measurement to get enough data to make a proper diagnosis. But it's not really, it's more an indication on how the heart is doing. Right now we don't record any sound, it's just the electrocardiogram from the finger, and we do the same thing with this set of data. We run it through an algorithm to see, is this good enough? And then we will send all the data to the server, and it will be run through a bigger algorithm, calculating and indicating what kind of result it is. So Linda, do you feel?
I feel quite stressed actually.
Stressed, yes, okay. So now the data is analyzed, and we tried it before. It can take a while. I don't know how the Wi-Fi is here, but
it's sent to external server.
Yes, exactly. So this has been. I worked with the Android application. We have another girl called Melissa. She worked on the iOS application, and Linda has done the UI and UX. So it's been a really small team in the app team.
I don't have very good result, I see.
No, stressed.
So what you actually should do here when you have this product is to measure like every other day or every week or so, just to see a pattern.
And not in front of a bunch of people, maybe.
No. But maybe it's good that we see this now. So now you will see what happens when something bad is detected.
Yeah. So here you get some information. If you're a premium user, as I am, then you can call Hjärtupplysningen. So it's a collaboration between our customer and Hjärtupplysningen. And you can read more about this indication that Koala has found. But usually we get good results. So it's been a bit nervous here at the end, but we usually get good results. All right.
Yeah, this is the organization, the workflow, how everything is handled. We are Sigma Connectivity, but we have collaborated with Sigma ITC Malmö, and just here down the road, and Sigma in Stockholm, who made the portal for the users. But the ETC, they made like a very complicated database and cloud service as well. So, but we made the app and this little device.
Yeah, both the hardware and the software for the device, and then the two applications for. And you also designed the UI for the portal, the web service. Yeah, so doctors can log into the portal and request to see the data from a specific patient user, and you can have a conversation with them and talk about the result.
We had quite a few challenges in this project. The target group is, I don't know if you're allowed to say middle-aged, but they are a little bit older. Maybe they are worried about their health, their heart, and they might not be very tech-oriented. They did not grow up with this technology. So we had to consider that a lot. And this is an image of a flow chart that we drew even before we began, just to get a grip of what different scenarios will happen with the hardware, and what steps do we need to consider. And this is just one of the flow charts that was very complicated. So we have this hardware, and everything can happen with the hardware, and we have to react on that, because maybe the user decides to take a walk, and how should the app react? Or if you put the device on your ass, what will happen then? No, we can't tell if you put it on your ass, but we need to consider all the scenarios. So one thing that we did is we don't have a very traditional menu in the app. It's very simplified, just to make it more easier for a user that is not very tech-oriented, and we also can clear a lot of space on the screen. We don't have to put the menu always on the bottom and always on the top. We want to make it easily navigated. When you start the app the first time, there is a lot of data that you need to go through. You need to fill out a lot of questions, and you get a lot of information. So to not scare off the user, we have tried to make actually not as few clicks as possible. We have made more clicks because we wanted to have fewer content on each page. So we first tell them how many steps will you go through, and now you're on the second step, and you can see down here how many steps you have left until you're into the next section. And there is always one question on each page. I have seen some apps where you have a lot of forms and a lot of text fields, and it's just super boring. But here you have only one question and one button, usually. Also, you saw when we were doing a measurement, it's very step by step, and we tried to make the instructions as clear as possible to not make, to have as few misunderstandings as possible. So again, it's a lot of steps and a lot of clicks, but we think it's better for this type of user. And in here we have to consider also a lot of situation with the hardware. What happens if the battery runs out when you're doing a measurement, and what happens if the Wi-Fi goes off? Yeah. Right, so we've had some challenges on the app side as well.
since Melissa is not here, I will only talk about Android. So what's usually the case for Android developers is that we target a lot of different devices with different screens and different density in pixels. It's always an issue for UI. But in this project, it was also an issue with Bluetooth, because this device doesn't have a big flash memory, so we have to send all the data instantly to the application. And not all phones have the Bluetooth configuration that is able to do that. So for some phones, we have to, if we see that we lose a lot of data, we need to disable, for example, audio and just take the electrocardiogram. But I guess it would be, we learned a lot, and for version 2, maybe we should have a bigger flash memory on the unit. And also, Android, the programming language for Android is Java, but a lot of the libraries I used is written in C and C++. So then you have to make a bridge between those languages. And Android Studio has made it a lot easier than it was before in Eclipse, for example, but that's been a huge issue, compiling all those libraries and make it work together. And this project has been, I mean, the customer has never done anything like this before. They had an idea, and this is how Sigma works. They have a post-it with an idea, and we make it happen. And since they were not really clear about the idea from the beginning, it's been a lot of changes, and we adapted to that. So we need to make the project really, it's been really agile. It's been a lot of changes along the way. So in order for me to make an application that is stable and works good, we need to make the code really structured and make it this module, so it's easily adaptable. If something changes, then we can just replace modules and stuff, like it's always when you're programming. Like I said, we need to handle the package loss. If we lose data in this connection, we need to handle that. And we, as usually when you're programming for Android, you have to adapt the UIs according to the screen size. Yeah, and I think that's it. And I mean, iOS also had a lot of issues. For example, in this device, you need to have a chip called MFI in order for it to work with iOS or work for iPhones. So MFI stands for Made for iPhone. So it's certified Apple product, or used that you can use it with Apple products. And the hardware also had some issues. Since it's a medical device, it needs to be biocompatible. So the plastic shouldn't give any allergic reactions. The electrical system needs to be super safe, and it should be safe to use. I don't have the docking station here, but when you charge it, you put it in the dock, and then you're not able to do a measurement. You can't reach the electrodes. You won't get electrified if you do, but it's still a safety stuff. So it's been a really fun project, and it's been a good collaboration between Sigma units, and it's been fun. I'm a bit sad it's almost over.